Backlog. 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 Hey, everybody. Welcome. Backlog. Will, what's that?
The Backlog is a segment of the Wulff Den podcast where we go through our entire video game collection of 982 video games and pick one at random and talk about it, regardless of whether or not we played it.
790.
790. That would be TimeSplitters 2!
Okay.
TimeSplitters 2 for the Xbox. Also, we have it for the GameCube. Let's fucking go! Hell yeah!
Your friends were big time splitters.
We were hardcore TimeSplitters fans. This game was like, it was like the perfect storm of games. It was developed by Free Radical Entertainment, which is a company founded by people who worked on GoldenEye.
I can tell because look at the pause menu.
Yeah, they really wanted you to know they worked on GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, because the pause menu, the health bar is the GoldenEye health bar. Like the UI is very Perfect Dark inspired.
This looks like damn.
Yeah, no, the first level of TimeSplitters 2, like the opening shot is the damn shot from GoldenEye.
Oh, okay.
They really wanted you to know like who made this game. But in addition to it like being a first-person shooter for consoles, it was actually a sci-fi story about a guy who looks exactly like Vin Diesel traveling through time, solving mysteries and laying waste to everybody along the way. It was very fast-paced, very fun, very funny. It had a very good sense of humor about it. The multiplayer mode especially, because you could play as a monkey or things like that. So yeah, just all around
I don't
game.
remember this one. I think I only played the first one.
The first TimeSplitters?
Yeah.
So here's the interesting thing. TimeSplitters 1 was a PlayStation 1 launch game.
Okay.
Sorry, PlayStation 2 launch game. It never came out on any other systems. TimeSplitters 2 was the big multi-platform game. It came out on everything. And we were GameCube kids at the time, so we rented it on GameCube, played it.
Two.
TimeSplitters 2. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't remember this at all.
Oh yeah, it was a very long game, and every level, because it all took place in different time periods, they're all varied and all like unique. Like I forgot which level this was, because like you said, the opening level is literally just Dan from GoldenEye, but then you go to like the 30s or a jungle in like the 80s, and like you go to the far future, in a space station.
This I remember.
Yeah, because it's just fucking GoldenEye.
Well, this I remember because I replayed it on some sort of emulator at some point. But I was getting I think I just only played the first level and nothing more than
Right.
that.
I mean, you might have.
But we did play the multiplayer a lot.
Yes. Because that was one of those games, because it was multi-platform. And at the time, my high school friends, nobody could agree on a system to play on. Like you had one group of guys had the PlayStation 2 because that's what the Grand Theft Auto was on. Yeah, one group of guys with the Xbox because Halo, they knew Halo was going to be big. And then you got the losers who all had GameCubes because, the Marios is still cool. We were them. But like TimeSplitters was on everything. So it didn't matter what system you had, the controls were, more or less the same across the board. So as long as one person had TimeSplitters and 4 controllers, everybody knew how to play it.
Mm.
So
we were raised by GoldenEye.
Yes,
so
exactly. So when
things translated
exactly, yeah. So when Jake got TimeSplitters 2, I knew what to do when I would go over to his house and play it. When Rob got TimeSplitters 2, I knew what to do because I could go to his house and play it.
Yeah.
That was, we kind of like missed that. I mean, online gaming now like kind of like remove that aspect of it, the going over to somebody's house to play, but like
that's something's missing there, and I don't know how to fill that void. Right now that void is filled with just playing online with people, which I guess is like fine because then everybody gets a chance to play because you're just always playing.
Yeah. I mean,
there's something different about being there in person and passing the controller around.
The closest I think I've experienced it recently is like Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers, but like, I played play one Mario Kart, you play them all. Play one Smash Brothers, you play them all. Yeah, I know there's like little differences in intricacies and whatnot, but like TimeSplitters specifically was such like a unique game because like this was around the time when like first person shooters were starting to get a bit more like serious and like, you know, mature with their subject matter. With like Halo, and like this is when Medal of Honor and Call of Duty were starting to come out, and like Red Faction and like Max Payne and things like that. But like TimeSplitters still like kept its sense of humor, like the character design, like you can see on screen, they're not hyper realistic. They're still like a weird not deformity.
Yeah,
like,
they're caricatures of like
caricature to them.
They're like silly looking, and it feels weird. Seeing these people get shot in the head and die looks weird.
Yeah,
they're like cute.
Yeah, like they're cartoony in a way, but like that lends to like the look and appeal of the game. You know, they weren't trying to go for realism; they were trying to go for stylized, and it worked for them.
Yeah.
You know, even Second Sight, which is another Free Radical game, which is separate from TimeSplitters, kept this design aesthetic for all their characters because like it worked so well for them.
I remember liking this game a lot, but I don't think I had a lot of time with it because I don't remember much of these levels.
Yeah, I know, like, I definitely played the single player campaign to completion, but most of my memories of TimeSplitters is the multiplayer modes with my friends, like after school and like on the weekend.
Did it have co-op?
I think it did.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it did. It also, I believe this was a first for console first-person shooters, had a create a map. So you could create your own multiplayer maps, and like you couldn't share them at the time, but like you could like do something unique and cool and like see how your friends react to it.
This game was very ahead of its time at the time.
Yeah.
What happened to TimeSplitters 3?
So TimeSplitters 3 was called Future Perfect. That was also released on everything. And that was the first one to have online play. But the problem is TimeSplitters was never really like the most popular franchise. Like I'm singing its praises now and like how popular it was with my specific friends group, but like in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't never like a big seller across the board. So it kind of died out after the third one. They were trying to make a fourth one that like started and stopped a whole bunch. Free Radical got bought by Crytek. They became Crytek UK. Then Crytek UK had a lot of financial issues. Now they got bought by Embracer Group.
Oh, and that's the end.
Yeah, and then there you go. They were gonna bring it back. They were gonna do like a remake of TimeSplitters, but like that got shut down. So I don't know where the like the franchise is right now. I know you can play TimeSplitters 2 and 3. It's available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, and TimeSplitters 1 is also available on PlayStation 5. So like you can get to it, you can play it, but like it's the original release of the game. It's not like a modern version of it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, on the one hand, yeah, that kind of stinks, but on the other hand, like it's at least good that like TimeSplitters is out and available. And like because I have the original Xbox version of TimeSplitters 2, I could put it in my Series X and just play it like I could back in the day.
I don't know how I feel about these companies like kind of rising from the dead and like making new versions of their old games, because a lot of times it's like some of these games just cannot make the decades long jump.
Yeah, well, I mean, like TimeSplitters is a first person shooter. It's like that never really went out of style. But like
but like things are way different now.
I know. I know.
This game and do it now.
And I understand, like, for every like not Mighty Number 9, for every Ukulele or, you know, Bloodstained who like tries to recreate like a classic style in like a modern context successfully, you have like a Mighty Number 9 that like just completely shits the bed.
Or a Duke Nukem.
Yeah. So like I don't know what a TimeSplitters 4 would be in 2025, but you know, it is a shame that like this sort of like just disappeared and is like confined to the context of like the PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah. I would like to see more from them, but also like it might be, I see TimeSplitters as a product of the time, and I don't think it needs to leave that era.
No, yeah, there's nothing, you're right. There's nothing wrong with being a product of its time. You know, it's just in like, as time moves beyond like, because now we're like 20 years away from like TimeSplitters 2. the further away we get from its original release, like the more in danger it is of being lost to time.
Yeah.
And a game as good as TimeSplitters 2, I don't think deserves that fate. There are plenty of first-person shooters from that era that deserve that fate, but like TimeSplitters 2 is not one.
Yeah, I could see it being revived, but it has to be drastically different.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can just get this now on Steam.
It's available on PlayStation. It's never been released on PC. So like if you're a hardcore PC gamer, get an Xbox. Otherwise, yeah, it's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation.
On the stores, you can just download it, right? Okay. Next one is Backlog. Goodbye.
Bye.